Welcome everyone. Welcome to World of EdTech Wednesday. Today's session is leveraging ChatGPT to strengthen instructional coherence and blended learning. My name is Maribel Martinez, Secondary Integration Technology Specialist. And for today's session, please remember to keep your mic muted, register through the PD system. Ms. Debbie has linked that PD number or session in the chat. Drop any questions in the chat that you might have today, and please use remote check-in PSJ Tech. Before I go over the agenda for today, I just wanted to remind you that our district now has ChatGPT 5.2 for teachers. You're able to download that AI into your system. You have 18 months free of charge. So if you subscribe, you can unsubscribe and add the ChatGPT 5.2 for teachers. If you're having trouble getting that onto your computer, you can just ask your campus CIT and they'll be able to help you out. And for today's purpose, you can just use regular chatgpt.com. On today's agenda, by the end of the session today, you'll be able to design a coherent learning pathway using ChatGPT to accomplish a goal, gain some activities, and also formative assessments. We'll be able to differentiate using AI while maintaining instructional alignment, which is very important, and ensuring consistency between digital and face-to-face components within the blended learning model, using the blended learning model. So right off the bat, where instructional coherence breaks down in blended learning, a lot of the times we see that digital tasks become disconnected from the standard. We get frustrated that the students were not able to gain the skills that they were supposed to because they were on their own in their groups, and the learning didn't take place. So we always have to make sure that those things are connected, right? Also, we can see differentiation not have its rigor, or we're not able to scaffold since the students are in groups. And instruction and assessment are not always aligned, right? That's where we kind of see the disconnect. We want to make sure that the tools, the EdTech tools, don't just drive the lesson. We need to keep the learning goal in mind. And we want to be able to achieve all of those things with the help of ChatGPT. And that's what we're going to do today. I want you to keep in mind that when you're prompting and you want a good outcome and we want a good blended learning format, we want to make sure that we keep the standards, that we have a learning target in place, and we want to be able to have all those tasks aligned during blended learning to make sure that our students are doing and gaining the skills that they need. It's always good to have a little short formative assessment at the end of your session at each station, whether you have 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 10 minutes, it doesn't matter, but a little form of an assessment, a formative assessment. And you can do that with ChatGPT. Another important component that we need to keep in mind when we're doing blended learning is differentiation. Whether it's homogeneous or heterogeneous, our groups might be different and everything is a different scenario. We want to be able to have differentiation, and you can do that with ChatGPT without using too much of your time. If we're short on time and we still want to be able to create some good lessons, then ChatGPT can help us do that. I also, we have great curriculum writers, great curriculum coordinators that have already prepared some curriculum for the district, and we want to be able to use that and always keep the RBs in mind and our HQIMs so that we are not lowering the rigor of any of our assignments that we give to our students. So all of those things, what we're going to do today is I'm going to give you a prompt. I have a high school prompt, a middle school prompt, and a elementary 5th grade prompt. I am not too familiar with the elementary And as I was going through the curriculum, I was able to pull one of the lesson cycles. But if you are, if you have your curriculum handy, then you can just copy and paste one of the days in the lesson cycle to be able to use the prompt for today. I gave you an example. It's a 5th grade example, but you can always use one that you need. So I'm going to start with a high school prompt. I usually don't like to read the entire prompt, but I think today it's very important. That's kind of like the focus, because that's what's going to drive that outcome that we want in order to get how to create the stations that we need in blended learning and keep them all together and coherent. Okay, so the prompt, I'm going to start with let me see, I'm going to start with the elementary prompt. Okay, I will paste this prompt in the chat so you can take a look at it. So I am going to copy and paste to the chat because we will be using this. It's a big font. Okay. All right, let me go back, and I want to read it to you, okay? You are an instructional coach with expertise in blended learning and TEKS alignment. Using the provided activities, design a blended learning rotation overview for an, I'm sorry. So for English 2, you're going to delete that. Sorry, I forgot to take that off. We're going to say for 5th grade, for a 5th grade teacher, or a 5th grade lesson, I'm sorry. Include, so make sure that you change the prompt if you're using this one. For a 5th grade lesson, include 1 teacher-led station, three additional stations. Ensure each station remains instructionally aligned to the standard while incorporating differentiation strategies. At least 1 station must intentionally integrate technology to enhance learning. Present the final plan in a clear, well-organized table format. If you use iReady, you can also, right here where it says at least 1 station must intentionally integrate technology, you can put the word iReady in there to make sure that the outcome clearly states iReady. Okay, I'm going to redo it. I'm just going to make it smaller, and I'm going to include iReady. Must intentionally integrate an iReady technology station to enhance personalized learning. So if you want to use this 5th grade prompt, I redid it with the iReady technology station in place. Okay? I'm going to go to ChatGPT. I'm also going to give you the lesson cycle for 5th grade so that you can attach it to ChatGPT and use that prompt. Let's see what it gives us, okay? Any questions? So I'm going to go to ChatGPT. So there's my ChatGPT. Ms. Castillo, does Ms. Castillo have a question? Okay.
No, I was about to ask, where do I go for ChatGPT? It's on the icons, right? Where all the
yes, it's on my apps, Miss.
All right.
Have you installed it already though? Because we're still having some issues, and Miss Debbie just put the link also to ChatGPT.
Oh, okay. No, I'll click on it. All right,
If
thanks.
by any chance you're not able to log in, get you there after today.
All right, thank you.
But for today, if you can't, you can just use your regular ChatGPT.
Okay, thank you.
So then I'm gonna go to ChatGPT. Oh, I already do it? No, I didn't do it. Okay, I'm gonna put my prompt, and then I'm going to add that 5th grade lesson cycle, and I'm ready to start the inquiry. The lesson cycle itself is just an image. It has the tics on there, and it's telling me that it's going to align the lesson to 5.13 and 5.11D. If you just need to make sure, if you're a 5th grade teacher, an elementary teacher, make sure that you vet the tics that are being formatted in here, because you can always go back and reiterate what tics you need. Okay, so as you can see, it's a table. It gave me the stations. It gave me 4 stations, a teacher-led station, an iReady personalized learning station, and this collaborative research, and an independent practice. Okay, and the focus and the tics alignment is right here. It's giving me a mini, based on the lesson cycle that I provided, it's given me a mini lesson for the teacher-led station, and then student for the iReady station. Students complete assigned iReady lesson with diagnostic. So this is very good for when you're beginning the planning for the week, and instead of looking through 5 lesson cycles for the week, or you could do it day by day, you can do it for the entire week. And it helps you organize and put everything into place, into perspective, and you see it in this format, and you can adjust it however you would like. If it's maybe integrate some of your own strategies and routines that you already have in place, you can do that as well. Okay, the purpose of this is just to keep it coherent, and that we're aligned to everything that the lesson cycle is telling us to do, while still keeping the blended learning model in place. I really like the differentiation strategies because you do have support for your emergent bilinguals, your on-level students, and even for your kids that are in their stations and they finish early, you have a little extra assignment for them, okay? And then, of course, you can always ask ChatGPT to break down these for you, and you can create from here. You can create the resources. If you need a worksheet for sentence stems, you can keep on prompting and create those things using ChatGPT. And also, what I really like is the last part, that it gives me a formative assessment check. It's telling me you can use an exit slip for this station, and it gives you the little activity right there. It tells you everything here on the site. Okay, it does have more information. It gave me more than just what I was looking for. It gave me a rotation schedule based on an 80-minute block. It's typically 90 minutes, right? I'm assuming this doesn't include an entry ticket and an exit ticket. And then why this model works, why the coherence is important. It has the strong TEACS alignment. Every station is reinforcing 511.D for 5th grade, right? For RLA. It has a balanced literacy approach, data-driven personalization, built-in differentiation, and STAR readiness. Of course, this might not always be ideal for what we're already used to if we already have our routines in place, but you can always go back and break them down. Break it down even more, okay? So let me go to a high school. I'm gonna try the high school prompt. Middle school. I'm gonna start with high school. This is English 2. I'm gonna start a new chat. I'm sorry, does anybody have any questions? Okay, so let me continue with the high school plan. I'm sorry, the high school prompt. I believe in our English 1 and our English 2, our teachers are using blended learning, using their study sync lessons. I also have a lesson cycle. Let me put it in the chat. This is going to be the high school. This is a high school prompt for ELA English 2. As you can see, this one does not say iReady because we do not have iReady in high school at the high school level. So there's the prompt for high school, and I'm going to also put it in the chat. So you want to attach this to the prompt that we're about to do. Okay? So you've got your prompt and you've got your lesson cycle for the day. And this one is focusing on a teacher-led station and 3 additional stations. Okay, let's see what the outcome is. It's telling me the title of the story that they're reading for that day. It's focusing on the TEKS 8E and 6B. Okay, so there's 4 stations, a teacher-led station, a collaborative literacy analysis station, the technology. They're using grammar for their technology station, either no red ink or a Google Doc. Magic School, so it's giving different options that you can create a little lesson for this one, and an independent practice skill spiral station. What I like is that it kept the focus and TEKS aligned. These TEKS I recognize, and I know they're the ones that were on that lesson cycle. I really like the differentiation section. It has an EB, a SPED, and an advanced. I'm not sure why the elementary that I did earlier didn't have a reading that says EB, SPED, and advanced. You can always change it and tweak it to it, but it was the same format. It did differentiate. I really like that. And then a formative assessment as well. Okay, to break it down even more, I can say, if I had a copy of the story in I think it's called Heart of Darkness, which I can get from StudySync, I can upload the story and then create an annotated passage rubric aligned checklist. I can do that, but I don't have the story. Any questions on how to create or anything on the blended station model? Okay, I do know that English 1 and English 2 does use it, so okay. And then let me see what else. At the end, it's asking me if you would like, I can also provide a student-facing rotation slide deck a teaks to task aligned justification paragraph for walkthroughs. I really don't need that. But I will try, let's see here, for lesson learning activities in this teacher-led station, it's telling me that I can do a mini lesson modeling, think aloud, annotation of key passage. Of course, we would need the story. Okay, let me explain just real quick to finalize our session today. Since today's focus was on instructional coherence, we want to make sure that each station reinforces each skill. And if you, anytime you attach, it's better to have the lesson cycle, like a snippet of it or the actual lesson cycle, and whatever you're going to do for that day to make sure that you attach it to be, and that it has the teaks. The spiral practice, transition words, and assessment alignment, and you can always use way ground for any of the assessments that you got in the outcome. Okay, any questions? That concludes our session today.